So greetings, everyone. Mr. Jenkins here, proud principal of W.A. Patillo, with another exciting episode of Principals with the Principal. And I am delighted to have with me this time Miss Kinaya Cunningham. Miss Kinaya Cunningham, she serves in a lot of capacities at our school, which we'll get into later in the video, so I won't share all the information now. But I certainly am delighted to have, and one accolade I will put out is our SGA student body president, Miss Kinaya Cunningham. So, hey, Kanaya.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. Okay. So I've kind of given Kanaya the heads up, and for those of you who have watched our videos, like there's no script, it's organic. The students don't know what I'm going to ask, and so they really have to kind of grow in that capacity in the spot. So we're going to jump right in. So Kanaya, so is your 8th grade year? Tell me honestly, like how was your 8th grade year going for you?
It can be stressful at times, but I feel like I'm on top of the world, and I stress, but I never expected it to be this simple.
Wow. So I've heard two things, that 8th grade can be stressful at times, and I'm guessing like you like academically and just
Yes.
juggling everything. But you also said but you feel like you're on top of the world. Like
Yes,
so let's go there. Like where does that like on top of the world feeling come from?
Like from how much I have accomplished this year and last year.
Wow. So when you look at 7th grade and you look at 8th grade, like you feel like you've come a long way.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about some of those accomplishments. So today is game day. So here you are, one of the captains of the cheerleading squad. And so I was really excited because we were at a game the other day and the other team squad wasn't there. And I heard the other team fans calling for you guys to perform. So I guess they maybe heard that you guys were really good. So that made me feel really good. So you're a captain of the cheerleading squad. You are the 8th grade student body president.
Yes.
And you're also Patillo's student body president. So tell me like what those leadership positions mean to you and how they have helped you grow this year.
It's made me realize that I need to set a better example for my peers and everybody else in the school. Yeah.
Is that a lot of pressure? Like feeling like that?
Yeah, I
feeling
feel
like you're under the microscope a lot?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of people watching me. They expect me to be perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like that standard, like people are expecting you not to make mistakes.
Yes.
But of course we know like you're in 8th grade, you're developing, you're growing, you're gonna make some mistakes. And guess here's the newsflash. As long as you're living, you're gonna make some mistakes, right? So but I know that pressure because here I am your principal, right? So, you don't want to pick up the newspaper and read in the headline like my principal was at Walmart and road rage and ran into somebody. And right. So it's the higher you go up that mountain, like if and of course you're a smart student, so you know about science, like that temperature gets colder as you get to the top. And because it gets colder, sometimes it might get a little lonely at the top, right? But again, you wear a lot of leadership hats at the school, so we're proud of that. So when Kanaya is not stressing about her grades and when she's not practicing cheers and she's just home in her chill space, like what do you like to do?
I like to spend time. Like I love talking to my mom about stuff, and I just love being at home.
Right.
So like when I go out, it's just like they don't expect me to go out. Like I'm a homebody basically.
Okay. So you like to hang out at the house?
Yeah.
Which is probably good.
Like, it's a surprise to people when I go out. They be like, "Oh, you're out."
Okay, great. So that's good. So I'm pretty sure that helps your parents' anxiety is because you're home. But you said something really profound. You said like I love talking to my mom about stuff. And I mean, let's just be honest. Like we live in a generation where a lot of kids don't talk to their parents about stuff. They don't feel comfortable talking to their parents about stuff. So talk to me about the relationship that you have with your mom and why it's so special.
It's like I'm her only child, so it's like I get attention from her a lot. And I feel like she's my best friend. And yeah.
And that you can talk to her. Wow, okay. So speaking of that only child, so do you ever get lonely as the only child?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So do you have friends who who feel like siblings to you? Or do you so let me say that again. So do you have some friends that maybe you might feel like this is kind of like a sister to me? Or are your friends your friends?
They feel like sisters to me, especially people on the cheer squad.
Okay, awesome. So outside of academics, outside of cheering, you like to spend a lot of time at home. Like, what are some things that really like motivate Kanaya? Like, what are some things or people that inspire you or motivate you to continue to stay focused and do what you got to do?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Like, yeah, she's a motivational speaker to me.
She's a motivational speaker
Yeah,
to you. Okay, so she pours into you.
yeah.
All right. Tell me, and not to put you on the spot, but tell me something that maybe she says to you all the time that just always kind of stays at the forefront of what you do.
They both call me their glam baby. They tell me like not to let anybody dim my light, and
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. So glam baby, and not to let anybody dim your light. Wow. What do you think that means? Don't let anyone dim your light.
like don't feed into what people tell you. Do what you want to do with your life, and
Wow. Love it. Absolutely love it. Um. So you're a cheerleader, so you're around sports a lot. So I'm curious to know, like, did you like sports?
I do. It's like I want to do every sport. Like I want to try every sport, but it's like I can't because I have asthma. But I want to. I don't
Wow.
want to let it limit what I can do.
Right. So if you had to put the pom poms down and you had to like lace up for a sport, what would be the first sport you would try to play?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay. All
I'm
right.
actually playing AAU basketball.
You are?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Patras.
Wow. I didn't know. So you can actually play.
Not really. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Okay. So you're ready to take on that challenge. Okay, that's outstanding. I love the fact that you're gonna lace them up and you're gonna, you know, pull the hair back and ball out and then come right back, put your bow on, pick up the pom poms. Love it. That's versatility. That's good. Um, One of the last few things I want to talk about is, I mean, as you are in eighth grade, you're preparing to matriculate to high school. You're halfway there. Half the school year is already halfway there. So you guys kind of got one foot in the eighth grade, and you almost got one foot in high
Yes.
school. Like, so what are your aspirations? Like, just in life as you're beginning to get into high school, because your 4 years in high school are going to fly by really fast. Have you even started thinking about? I know we had college week. Have you started thinking about like college and what you would possibly want to do as a career?
Um, I have like I feel like it's a lot of people that want to be like nurses and stuff. That's
Hmm.
what I wanted to do, but I'm looking into more options. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
And you have, and again, you're in the eighth grade. You have time. Any colleges that really like somehow or another like resonate with you, or kind of you can all if and this is really early, but any colleges you can think about like I can see myself going there.
ECU, how you say it? Winston
Winston
Salem.
Salem State.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and A
ECU,
and T.
Winston Salem, and
Yeah,
A&T.
those three.
Okay, that's a good little feel. You know, she said East Carolina first, everybody. So go Pirates. Had to get that in. So that's a great selection. They're all those schools are all dynamite in their own right. They have a lot to offer. Um, so this is where I'm gonna kind of like just pull back and say like, okay, as a student at the school, what is it like having Mr. Jenkins as your principal? Now listen, the camera's rolling and there is no right or wrong answer. So like, be organic, be clear, because I don't want people to think like, oh, he paid her to say that. Like, I want you to like really be.
Okay.
This is your spotlight. This is your opportunity. So, what do you think is like having a principal like Mr. Jenkins?
I mean, he's pretty dope. Like, yeah,
Okay,
he's pretty dope.
okay, okay. Expound. So what makes me dope?
I mean, you take the time to think about all of your students. Like, you put effort in. Like every day you come here, even if you have problems of your own, you still make sure that your students are good.
Wow. Okay, I respect that. That's cool. Y'all heard that? She sound pretty dope. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. I'll buy you lunch after the video. So so that's good. That makes me feel really good because I'll be honest, like, we just had grade level meeting. Like I push hard and the standard is really, really high for y'all. And I expect there's times where I expect greatness. There's times where I've been guilty of maybe even expecting like perfection. But at the end of the day, um, you know, I just believe in every kid in this building. I believe that each one of you guys can be great. And I believe in 5 years or less, I'll be saying, man, I remember having her in middle school when she was in eighth grade. Now she's on her way to cheering college, or now she's on her way to medical school, whatever. Like, I just believe that every kid can be successful. But you saying that helps me realize that it's not just in my head, like that you guys see that. And so that's good because, Sometimes like kids don't want to be pushed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes kids are pushed too hard. You never really know, but I try to believe in every kid, every day. So I'm glad you said that. So we're at the 10-minute mark. We always try to keep them kind of limited. So can I, as we wrap up this interview, like if you could just kind of speak to two audiences. One, I want you to speak to all your peers who will watch this video and just give them something encouraging to encourage them in your way. You said your grandma is the motivational speaker, so I know you got some of that in you. So speak to your peers as their student body president and just give them something positive to just think on in terms of like encouragement.
Just do it. Like, do what you want to do. Don't do something because somebody else wants you to. Do what you want to do.
Okay. And speak to just the general audience. There's going to be people who from other schools who will watch this. Some of our parents will watch this. Some of our teachers will watch this because I'll put this in the student newsletter. And just speak to like that Patillo like community out there. Like, what is it about our school that maybe people wouldn't know riding by the school, or maybe people wouldn't even know like if
They
they never
judge
been.
our school based on like where we are.
Right.
Yeah.
So speak on that. Speak on that.
Like they say our school is ghetto because we're like in the middle of,
Mm-hmm.
but our school is great to me.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And, yeah.
So to the naysayers who maybe don't believe, who may not know what's going on in this building, like what do you say to that?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. And it doesn't matter if your school can be in the middle of, DC, right down the street from the Capitol. Your school, every school is gonna be judged for something. And so I'm just so glad to know that like we get to experience that Patillo power every day. Because at the end of the day, you know what? We're pushing P, right? All right, so listen, everyone, this has been a great, great, great episode of Principals with the Principal. Again, Kanaya Cunningham, one of our best and brightest. She is beta. She's in the beta club. She's the captain of cheerleading squad. She's the 8th grade student body president. She's our student body president. And she's just a great, great student. So she's a great ambassador for our school. So having said that, everyone, we're going to wrap it up. But anyway, stay tuned for another episode of Principals from the Principal. Peace.